Okay, so I'm going to record this event. And good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here this morning. And today we have Juan Araya, who's going to give a presentation on how to start a career in cybersecurity. So Juan Araya is a certified pen tester and cybersecurity specialist with more than 19 years of experience in IT and 9 years of leading cybersecurity projects and technical teams. He is from Costa Rica and he relocated to Spain in 2019 to pursue a cybersecurity career. Juan holds several cybersecurity certifications and also participated as a speaker in multiple cybersecurity conferences around the world. So I'm gonna give the mic to Juan Araya so he can start.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity of being down here and the opportunity to share a lot of information that hopefully will be very useful for all of you. So let me try to share, first of all, my screen and let me know when you're able to see it so I can start sharing all the details that I prepared for you guys. All right. Are you able to see it now?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so let's start. So first of all, as I said, thank you. I feel very honored to be with you today. Today, I'm going to talk a lot about how to start a career in cybersecurity. This is going to be a pretty interesting session. I hope it's going to be a very interactive one. Feel free to ask as many questions as you want. Today, the goal is to share tips, hints, clarify what is a day-to-day on the cybersecurity career path, what we do, what we don't do, clarify some myth related with cybersecurity, and hopefully many of you would like to continue or to pursue or to enhance even more your career in cybersecurity after this session. So my name is Juan Araya. As you just heard, thank God, I'm from Costa Rica. I had the opportunity to relocate recently from Costa Rica to Spain, and I'm working as a cloud security lead for Tata Consultancy Services, which is a huge, IT consultancy company that is distributed all around the world. And I'm working with several different customers, helping them to protect their cloud-based, services and websites and APIs and many other things. So thank you very much and welcome to this session. So this is a little bit about me. As you know, my name is Juan Araya. I'm a cloud security specialist. I have a bachelor degree in computer science from the University of Costa Rica. I also complete this year a master in cybersecurity in January. And right now looking for options to continue studying. I want to pursue a second master in cybersecurity and also trying to get ready for 2 new certifications related with cloud security. Regarding certification that I already passed, as you can see on the left, I am a CompTIA Project Plus certified, CompTIA Security Plus certified, CompTIA Certified Security Analyst, and CompTIA Penetration Tester certified. Just like 2 months ago, I earned the Fortinet NSA3. And as I said, I'm getting ready for a couple of new certifications because it's good, especially when you work in cybersecurity, it's good to have certification that um, demonstrate that you are an expert or you have a good expertise on a specific topic. So that's why I've been completing several different certifications in my career. From the career path perspective, one of my first job was in Akamai, in Hewlett Packard. Down there, I was part of the first group of ProLine server agents providing technical support to customers from US and Canada that used to have a ProLine servers. So it was a call center, as you can imagine, where I was providing support over the phone on how to troubleshoot issues with ProLine servers. Then I got an opportunity on Experian. On Experian, I used to work down there almost 4 years, 3 years and a little bit more as an information security team lead. I was in charge of the team that used to handle all the identity and access management services for internal customers and also for employees of Experian, which, as you know, is one of the biggest credit bureau around the world. Then I had the opportunity to work in project management. As you can see, I get the Project Plus certification, so I wanted to work in project management, and I got the opportunity with Intertech International. That's a pretty interesting company in Costa Rica and also in the US, where I used to handle projects related with middleware, with software development, middleware, APIs for Bank of America. Then I got promoted or got the opportunity, sorry, for to work in Akamai. In Akamai, I used to work for almost 5 years, where I started as a technical security project manager. Then I was promoted several times, once per year. It was incredible, the opportunity. So I was promoted to TPM one, technical project manager one, technical project manager two, technical project manager lead, and the last position that I had was the manager of the solution security solution architects, where that was a team that is a team that is in charge of creating cloud-based security solutions for customers to protect their websites and APIs against layer 7 attacks such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, remote file inclusion, and of course against denial of service attacks using different type of solution from Akamai. Then about 1 year ago, more than 1 year ago, I was finally able to relocate from Costa Rica to Spain. Yeah, I'm right now working for Tata Consultancy Services. As you can see that down here, Tata Consultancy Services. This is a company from India that is located, that has a presence in many countries around the world. And right now, I'm in charge of the cloud security for one of the most important airlines in Spain. So that's a little bit about me and my technical background and expertise. And of course, feel free to add me as a contact on LinkedIn and ask as many questions as you need. I'll be more than glad to be your mentor, to help you, to clarify doubts. So please don't hesitate to contact me. I'll be more than glad to accept you. So this is a phrase um, eh, that I like to share. This is my phrase. This is something that I think really that I'm um, very strong about. That there's nothing impossible. There in life you will have many situations where people will tell you, "Hey, that's too hard. That is not worthy. Come on, man. You've been a manager for 5 years. Why are you gonna change now back to the technical background? You're gonna receive a lot of that negative energy that is gonna try to stop your dreams or to destroy your dreams. So if that's something that you really want, please try. Please try harder. Keep persistence. That's why I'm saying, and especially have a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, that dream that you have will just be a dream without a plan. But with a plan, there's going to be a higher chance. It's going to have a higher chance to become a reality. So plan, keep trying, and feel and if that's something that you really really want, demonstrate your passion. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna fail several times, but it's okay to fail. The important thing about failing is to learn about why you fail and to do it better next time. So I hope that you remember this phrase that I will humbly like to share with you. There's nothing impossible if you have the proper plan, persistence, and passion. Now, this is a little bit about the wild ride that I've been having in the last few years. This is my hometown. It's named Philadelphia. It's a very small town in Costa Rica. It's a rural area, as you can see, that is full of forest. Um, it's about four hours from the capital of Costa Rica, driving. It's a very quiet and very beautiful part of Costa Rica. Okay. I study in the University of Costa Rica in this rural area. And from the very beginning, I wanted to try to grow little by little. So because this is a rural area, I had to migrate from this area of Costa Rica to the capital of Costa Rica, which is San Jose. Because in San Jose, as you can imagine, because it's the capital, you will find more companies, better job opportunities. So I relocate on there. Since I start in San Jose, I start growing little by little on those multiple companies that I just mentioned, and keep learning. Keep asking. I was very lucky to receive mentorship from very smart people that guide me, that help me to clarify doubts, which is great, and I really really feel thankful about it. And this is something that is important. Look at those that operation that I put on here: dreams, limit, and comfort zone. This is important. Why this is important? As I said, dreams is the first step to get better, to get what you want. Okay, keep dreaming. It's okay to keep dreaming. Some people think that, okay, my reality is that I'm from a rural area. I will never be able to do big things on life. At the end, we all have basically the same opportunities if we work as hard as possible to get them. Maybe you don't have the money at this moment, that you are not going to have the money sometime, to obtain what you want. Maybe you don't have the expertise right now, but if that's your dream, little by little you will get that expertise. And I think that there's something important about the dreaming, that things occurs at the right time. That because you have for example, a coworker, or you study together with someone in the university, and that person, when he's 30 years old, he is the owner of a company, and you're not the owner of the company. That doesn't mean that he's getting more success than you. That simply means that he has been able to follow his dreams and follow his career path, in and that was the right thing, that right time for him to get all those things. So uh, don't feel jealous, don't feel bad, because little by little, if you keep trying, those dreams will become true. So don't feel that unnecessary pressure that just because someone else is doing it, you have to also do it. Do it because that's your dream. Do it because that's what you want. Regarding limits, limits is a very important thing, because most of the limits that we have, as I just mentioned, are mental limits. I don't have the money right now, so I cannot pay for a cybersecurity course. There are many courses that are free. There are many courses that are affordable. There are many scholarships options. So the money cannot be a limit. Hey, I have a physical limitation. You know what? I'm going to be very honest with you. When I was a kid, I had a tumor. So I was with a cobalt bump. I was with chemotherapy, and in my case, I lost the right ear. I cannot hear a single thing on my right ear. With my left ear, I'm able to speak. I'm able to speak in another language. And something interesting, when I was in the university, of course, my parents are not rich. So when I was in the university, I had to look for a scholarship. And in my case, what I did, I joined a musical group from the university, and I get a very high scholarship, and I was able to pay my own studies with my scholarship and with just one year. So even when you have some physical limitations, as I am, which at the end is mental, because the fact that I don't hear with the right ear have not been an obstacle for me to learn different languages, to sing, imagine to sing, and to be able to communicate properly with people from all around the world. And the third one, I think that's one of the most important one, the comfort zone. Why that? There are some there's going to be different periods of your life where you're going to feel comfortable. You're going to say, you know what? Finally, I become a manager. Finally, I'm in this great position. Finally, I got the salary that I wanted. It's good. Being in the comfort zone is good. It's nothing bad. But if you want more, and if you want to continue growing, and if you want to learn new things, you cannot stay on your comfort zone for too long. And the reason is very simple. If you are too long in the comfort zone, why are you going to look for something better? You have a good salary, life is good. Keep it like that. If you feel happy with that, that's okay. Keep it like that. In my case, I don't like to be in the comfort zone for too long. So I like to keep learning new stuff. So that's a pretty interesting situation, because, for example, in Akama, I used to be a manager. I used to have people in charge. I used to make sure that they grow on their career. So when I start planning and getting ready for a relocation, and trying to get that dream to become true, many people came to me saying, Juan, are you crazy? Why are you going to relocate to Spain? Why are we going to relocate to Europe? I mean, you're in Costa Rica. We don't have any army in Costa Rica. Nothing bad happens in Costa Rica. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. I like it. I love it. It's my country. But in my case, I wanted to feel the challenge, and also to be able to demonstrate that if you want to do something, and if you have the proper plan, and you try over and over, sooner or later that dream will become true, and that finally it became a reality. So the comfort zone, as I said, it's good to be down there, enjoy when you're in the comfort zone, but get ready for the next level. Something else that also motivate me to get out from the comfort zone is because I have the inspiration from my dad, my father. My father is an agricultural engineer from Costa Rica, and this person has been able to travel all around the world. He is also from a rural area of Costa Rica named San Vito in Cotobruz in the south part of Costa Rica. And and of course he has humble. He's a very humble person. He's not rich, and when he was young, they were very poor. And they were. He was able to study. He was able to get his career, and he was able to get a very good position in Del Monte company. This agriculture company. He made his career in that company, and he was able to travel all around the world almost 60 years old for the retirement. Well, he got the opportunity to relocate to Philippines, and he went to Philippines, and he went down there many years. He was able to continue growing, to challenge himself, to save money, and now he's back in Costa Rica, retired. Right now, he's enjoying life, and that's why I said, if my dad was able to do it, why not? Again, it doesn't mean that just because my dad did it, I have to do it, which is a little bit different. It's because I wanted to do it and I got the inspiration from my dad that is not impossible, that is possible to get relocation. But let me tell you, it's not easy. It's a process. You're going to receive a lot of no's from many companies. I remember that I applied thousands of times, believe me, thousands of times. I use LinkedIn as my tool to get notice and to apply on different companies. And many times I receive a no as an answer. And finally, TCS was one of the top 10 companies that contact me and say, hey, this guy seems to have an interesting profile. And at the end, TCS was the one that gave me the job offer and the opportunity to relocate. So I feel very thankful for that. And now I'm here, trying to continue growing. And thank God, since I've been here, I've been able to continue growing, and I've been moved. Yeah, I started just as an agent of a security operations center, and now I've been moved as a layer three support on cloud security for one of the biggest airlines in Spain. So we'll see what comes in the future, but that is my a little bit about, in a nutshell, how has been this wild ride from coming from a very small rural town from Costa Rica to travel to the other side of the world with a different culture, working in a company that has a mix of cultures, because as I said, TCS is from India and also is in Spain. So those are two different cultures, and I'm from another country. So it's been a pretty interesting experience. So I just wanted to share with you about, in a nutshell, how have been this crazy wild ride. Okay, so now how I was able to make it a reality, and hopefully this information will be useful for you so you can also try to make your dreams become true. Number one, do your self-analysis. Analyze what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what type of opportunities you have with your current skills, with your current knowledge. Once you identify the gap, work for it. For example, you're going to say, I would like to apply to work in a security operations center, but I don't know what is a SIM. I don't know what is a security incident event management system. I have no idea what is that. So that's a gap. So do something about it. So that's where the plan comes. In the plan, you're gonna define as a project manager. This is where I wear my project manager hat. When I plan, okay, what are the tasks that I have to do in order to increase my chances to, uh, met my goals. So on the plan, you have to define, okay, what actions are going to be performed, how you are going to do it, and when. That last part is extremely important. If you don't set a deadline, if you don't set a date, that again, that will become just a good to do, but you are not going to do it. You need to feel the pressure that you said, okay, at the end of this year, I have to do A, B, and C. If you don't set a target date, you're gonna say, yeah, I have to do A, B, and C. When I don't know, not right now. I'm in summertime. No, I'm on vacation. Well, I have a lot to do to study right now on the Windsor University. You see, you're not gonna set yourself a target, and you're not gonna feel that pressure that is a healthy pressure that you know that you have to do something and you have to complete it. Okay. Then persistence. Persistence is a very key factor in cybersecurity because cybersecurity is not easy. The work in cybersecurity and learning cybersecurity is not easy. It's complex. The technology changed a lot. When you thought that you learned something about it, then it changed. When you thought that oh, okay, now I know what is SQL injection. I know how to mitigate all the different type of SQL injections. And suddenly there's a new tool. There's a new way. There's a new attack vector that you never thought about it. And now you have to learn again from scratch. So persistence is extremely important. When you're executing a plan, you're always going to have obstacles. You're always going to have challenges in many ways. For example, from people that are even your parents could say, why are you making this so complex? Try make your life easier. From your friends, that are going to try to stop you or to decrease your pace. So persistence is a very important mental skill for you to continue uh, to continue growing on your to continue growing and to progress on your cybersecurity perfect. You have to adapt. You have to change the priorities. You have to add additional tasks or remove some of them. But at the end, this became a reality, and it's been a crazy and beautiful experience. Finally, I was able to meet my hero. In this case, I don't know if you know who is this person. This is Chema Alonso, the famous hacker in Spain. He's a very famous person. He has been a speaker in the most important cybersecurity conference like Black Hat, like DEFCON, and many others. He's a close friend of Kevin Mitnick, so he's a great very interesting person to meet, and I was able to talk to him on Navaja Negra, which, by the way, was the first cybersecurity conference that I participate ever. In a cybersecurity conference, I've never participated in a cybersecurity conference, and I said, okay, I'm going to try this one, and I select the topic introduction to steganography. I said, okay, I'm gonna start simple, just an introduction. What is steganography? I explained how to hide malware and how to hide data in a picture as an example. That was my goal. Chema Alonso, as I said, he was also a speaker on that session, and he explained how to do an attack using steganography. Chema and I never talked. Before the conference, I didn't know that he was going to talk about it. So for me, it was like a gift from God, incredible, because that explained why many people joined my workshop. Because I was surprised, this is an introduction to steganography. Why so many people came to mind? It's because many people wanted to have the basics understanding of what is steganography. So that way, when they go to the conference from Chema Alonso, they will be able to understand how he was able to do the attack. So it was an incredible experience. Yes. After that, I've been able to participate in many other places, like besides Panama. I was able to travel from Spain to Panama to talk about steganography and how to hide malware in pictures and videos and many other things in different university activities from the Universidad Nacional de Costa Rica. I also explained, did an introduction to penetration testing with browser exploitation framework in Open Expo Europe. And recently, and this is something I know that Ikjot is right now on the call. I just want to thank her. I was able to participate with her on this cyber exchange activity as a panelist, and I was able to talk about cybersecurity in autonomous cars and connected vehicles, which, by the way, it also inspired me to prepare um, a presentation regarding cybersecurity on those two type of vehicles in Spanish for people located in Latin America. And that's something that I completed recently. during the Dojo conference of Panama. So this is, again, this is part of the roller coaster that has been to being in Spain. Yeah, and these are, as in a nutshell, some of the most important opportunities that I had after I relocate to Spain. Okay, so now let's talk about cybersecurity myth and scary obstacles. This is important because there are many myths. People think that this is an area for men. This is not an area where a woman is a, this is not a good area for women. This is an area that is extremely complex. This is an area that is just for nerds. So today we're going to talk about security myth and hopefully destroy them. So these are some of the stereotypes. Many people, when they think about someone that works in cybersecurity, they think about someone that during their teenager phase used to like to be many hours on the basement, you know, trying to hack computers, trying to hack on networks, trying to do weird stuff, you know, that doesn't have any girlfriend, you know, that have that type of stereotype. They think that it's someone that doesn't like sports, that doesn't have any other skills, someone that is not able to have good communication skills with other people. And other thing that, okay, if you work in cybersecurity, most likely you're going to become a millionaire very soon. It's a well-paid area that people do it just for money. So these are just stereotypes, guys and girls. This is not the reality. What is the reality? The reality is the people that work in cybersecurity are people that are really focused, that work really, really hard, that have a very curious mindset, that likes to always challenge themselves to learn new stuff. Normally, we don't do it for money because at the end, money comes and goes. But what makes us happy, or at least what makes me happy, is the fact that I was able to help my customer. Is the fact that I was able to learn new things. The fact that I was able to develop more skills, and also especially the fact that I was able to share what I learned. So this is the reality of cybersecurity specialists. We are just as any other IT person that likes to learn new technologies and that has to be and has to develop new skills continually because technology is not uh, it changed a lot. When you thought that you learned how to do something, that technology changed. So again, your knowledge gets obsolete very, very fast. Now, why do we have those stereotypes? Well, sometimes it's because of the movies. We see a lot of movies like The Net from Sandra Bullock, like CSI Cyber, which is a pretty cool, TV series, and Matrix, where you can see concepts such as malware and stackware, and you're going to see like um, armor virus and many different concepts. Mr. Robot, which is one of my favorite TV series, also that one at least is a little bit more realistic. Um, and of course, there are some others like Snowden, which is considered one of the most interesting insider cases from real life. So, so this is the influence. One of the many reasons why we have these type of stereotypes. For example, in CSI Cyber, you're going to see that they are able to make forensics really really fast. They are able to identify um, what was the person running on the computer, what type of malware was doing to which a command and control it was trying to connect. So yeah, we are able to do that when we do forensics, but it's not as fast and it's not as easy as you can see on this movie. On the net movie, you're gonna see that this girl, someone was able to delete her digital identity, so she basically disappeared from all the different systems. Yeah, it is feasible, but it's not as easy as you can see on the movie. So this is one of the many reasons why we have most likely those type of stereotypes. Now let's talk about more about myth. Some people think that, hey, uh, I've been working all my life in networks. So, and I heard that in order to work in cybersecurity, you need to know how to develop applications. So if you're not a software developer, you are not going to be a successful a professional in cybersecurity. That is not truth. The important from the software development perspective for in cybersecurity is the fact that you understand, okay, how the software is developed, You don't have to be a software developer, but you need to at least understand what is a software, what type of programming language exists, what is a tier-based application. You need to understand what is an API. You need to understand what is a database. But again, you need to understand what it is and how it works. You don't have to develop applications. If you know how to develop, yeah, that will give you some additional advantage, but it's not something that is going to become a roadblock. Second, learning a new programming language is like learning a new language. It's learning Spanish, it's learning French. Uh, why? Because at the end, you're gonna use verbs to send instructions to the computer to do something. To make a loop, to verify if a condition exists, and if the condition is met, then do something. You see, so programming is not that complicated, to be honest. It's beautiful, it's very challenging. Again, because programming, you have to get up to date with the latest trends and techniques, but it's not something that you cannot learn. It's something that you can definitely learn, and it's not impossible. Some people think that, especially old generation, they think, hey, working in cybersecurity is not for girls. For girls, you have to study something that is easier. And that, I think, honestly, that's an offensive statement. I'm a father of a girl. And as a father of a girl, I try to motivate her on STEAM. I try to motivate her to learn about science, technology, math, all those type of areas, because that is the area where she can get more skills, where she can get more opportunities in life, where she can develop that curious mindset, as I said. And women are very smart, very, very smart. I know many girls that works in cybersecurity, many women that works in cybersecurity that are extremely good, even better than many of my peers, and even better than me. So if you're a girl and you're listening to me, please feel empowered that you have the expertise, that you can get the expertise if you don't have it right now, that you have the knowledge and you have the capability to be even better than anyone else. And you don't have to be better. Remember that that's a very bad thing that sometimes happens, that some women think that they are forced to be better. No, you just have to be whatever you want to be, and try as hard as you can, but remove that unnecessary pressure that you have to be the best. Just do what you want with passion. That's all. And sooner or later, you will see the results. Now, other myth. Some people think that the people that works in cybersecurity, they have a dark past. That they hack computers, that they hack networks, that they are in the past they used to do bad things. That's not always the case. Most of us have never done something illegal. Most of us follow the rules. Um, so that's not truth at all. Most of us wants to be on the uh, not on the dark side like in the Star Wars, but we want to be more on the protection side, on the defensive side. Try to find vulnerabilities to help the companies to improve their security posture and to help them to decrease the possibility of getting pound or getting um, affected by a cybersecurity attack. In the left, you're going to see another obstacle or myth that people think that this is extremely complicated, that you have to learn about cryptography, that you have to learn all these many algorithms from cryptography, that you need to be very good in math. Well, math is present in every single career that you select. Every, you know. Uh, so remove right now. If you are afraid of math, remove it, because sooner or later you will have to love it. You will have to enjoy using mathematical uh, algorithms to solve issues. Because at the end, if you're a software developer or you are a cybersecurity specialist, sooner or later you're gonna have to get familiar with those type of terms, algorithms, logical thinking that math give you and help you to develop. Another one is English. Why English? And you're gonna tell me, hey, Juan, do you know that you're talking with English speaking people, from Canada? Yeah. The reason why I'm saying this is the following. Uh, if you want to learn cybersecurity, there are many sources of where you can learn about it, even if English is not your primary language, it's not your native language. So For example, if you are from Latin America and you don't know English, but you want to develop a career in cybersecurity, there are many sources and well-known, recognized institutions where you can learn about cybersecurity in Spanish. I've seen a lot of very good videos in YouTube in many other languages that are not English. However, it's always good, to develop new, improve your communication skills. So, meanwhile, you learn English because at the end, that's a very universal language. It's not the most used around the world, but it's a very well-known language. It will help you to develop your career and to will increase your chances to work not only in Canada but any other country around the world. And at the end, uh, money. Again, some people think that if you work in cybersecurity, you are going to become a millionaire really, really fast. That's not the case, believe me. At the beginning, your salary is not going to be very high. At the beginning, you're going to struggle to pay your bills. At the beginning, it's going to be hard, but it's not impossible to grow. And as soon as you start growing, also other things start growing, like your wallet. You're going to receive better salaries, better company bonus, and so on. So don't do it just because of the money. Do it because you really want. You really want, and it's part of your passion. Now let's talk about cybersecurity and information security because that's a very common misconception. That people confuse both of them. So what is IT security or information technology security? Information technology security is composed of those three areas that I'm showing right now. Information security, cybersecurity, and physical security. Information security is very related with, for example, best practices, policies that you apply. For example, that your company is following ISO 27001 guidelines from that standard. Cybersecurity is more related with defensive and offensive area where you are going to make sure that you are able to detect intrusions, that you're able to mitigate attacks, that you are able to apply different technologies to make sure that people are able to log in, successfully remotely, especially now because of COVID, that everybody's working remotely. That is more related with cybersecurity. And physical security, that's a very important one. Why? Because, yeah, we know that the security guard is down there to help us, to protect. This guy has a gun and will be able to help us. But they are doing many more things. They'll help with video surveillance. They will be able to provide evidence in case we need to take someone to the court. They will be able to detect possible social engineering attacks. As an example, let's say that the security guard find a couple of guys inside a car in the parking lot of the university with a couple of laptops trying to do something. That should cut his attention or her attention. And why? Because you know that one of the many type of attack vectors is to try to create what is known as rogue access point, where people are going to activate, an access point that is going to share the same SSID, the wireless, the name of the wireless network, and that way people will connect their computers and phones to that SSID, and that might be most likely the same name or a very similar name to the official name of the wireless network. And that way, the attacker is going to be able to perform a man in the middle. Is going to be able to capture usernames and passwords and many other type of attack vectors. So that's why physical security is also part of IT security because they are very useful, especially with social engineering attacks. And as I mentioned, if you want to work in information security, there are many areas that you can specialize. For example, becoming an auditor of ISO 27001, where you make sure that the company has an information security management system, that they have the proper policies, that they are ready in case there's a disaster, that they have a disaster recovery plan, that they have their business continuity plan, which, as you know, again, because right now the COVID-19 is making a lot of damage around the world, especially those companies that didn't have a BCP and didn't have a DRP. Those companies, unfortunately, they were forced to become to complete a digital transformation in a in a very short time frame. So those companies that used to have that has a BCP that they test continually their BCP, for them was a lot easier to make sure that they were able to continue providing support. In cybersecurity, there are many areas where you can work. For example, in penetration testing. trying to detect security failures on applications, on network, on mobile applications. If you like software development and if you like infrastructure, then there's a really important area that is growing a lot, which is known as Devsecops, where you are going to continually and automating the process using different orchestration systems to test continually application, to test continually the infrastructure, the virtual machines, the containers, and many others. If you like to protect against attacks, well, you can work in a security operations center again and try to detect areas of possible indicators of compromise, IOCs, possible attack vectors, malware, and many others. Threat intelligence is another area where the goal is to get key information in advance regarding domains, techniques that are being used to perform attacks, IP addresses, and many others. Again, using SIEM is a very useful tool where you are going to be able to correlate data from multiple sources. And that way you will be able to identify false positive, to identify exactly what is going on and easily detect indication in IOCs. And of course, wireless network, almost all the companies and all the many places they have a different type of wireless communications. So it's also important to protect, those wireless communication because at the end it doesn't have like a physical boundary. It doesn't have like a wall. It's wireless. However, data is being transferred, and if you're able to hack a wireless network, then you are going to be able to try to attack the different computers and then do pivoting and so on. So that's why also wireless network, it's an important area of cybersecurity. Now, if you want to work in cybersecurity, there are many different type of career opportunities. These are one of the most common. You can be a security analyst, network security specialist. If you want to information security, you can work in information security and compliance and audit, security manager. If you have people management skills. If you like to think as an attacker, then try to pursue a career in penetration tester, vulnerability management, Devsecops, technical instructor, and many, many others. These are just one of the most important ones or most common ones. So for example, what is a day-to-day on someone that works in a security operations center? That person will be continually analyzing alerts that are being processed by a SIEM, which is a security incident event management system. That SIEM is going to receive logs from multiple sources, such as web servers, such as network devices, such as antivirus, and many other different sources. The system is able to convert that machine data into events, and then it's going to have cases that are going to analyze the events, and if the conditions are met, it's going to trigger alerts, and then the human factor then is when the security analyst is going to receive the alerts and it's going to analyze if it is a false positive or if it is an actual malicious activity. So you will have to do a lot of data correlations, a lot of analysis, and how can you become a successful security analyst? From the technical background, it's good to have a computer science bachelor degree or this study in a university, topics related with computer science. Of course, you need to have a strong network background. Why? Because most of the attacks are performed through the network. So you need to understand about protocols, about ports, about applications, what is a layer 7 attack, what are the different type of attack vectors. O1 stop 10, you need to understand what type of attacks you can do against an API, against a web service, and so on. It's good to know about Linux because most of the servers in the companies are running using Linux, right? So it's always good to know how to use Linux. And cloud security. Why cloud security? Because most of the companies are migrating their local infrastructure to the cloud, to the public cloud, to the hybrid cloud model. So it's good to know about cloud security. And what type of certification will be useful? CompTIA Certified Security Analyst, I have that one and I definitely recommend. That's a very good one where you will learn about all these topics that will help you to become a successful security analyst. Network Plus, so you can develop your networking skills. CCNA is not a bad option, it's a very good option. The thing with CCNA is that it'll teach you not only how network works, but also how you can configure Cisco devices. So, but CompTIA, for example, is a vendor neutral. So it will teach you how network works, no matter if you're running your networks on Checkpoint, on Cisco, or any other vendor. Now, EC Council also have a certified security analyst certification, CND, Network Defender, and of course Cisco CyberOps, as I just mentioned, and CCNA could be useful certifications. If you want to become a network security specialist, what do they do on a day-to-day basis? Well, they tune network security devices. They make sure that the firewall is working, that the proxy is working properly, that the proxy is blocking access to domains that are used to download malware, as an example. They have to make sure that the remote access is working properly, no matter if you're using zero trust approach or, or if you're using a traditional, perimeter security model. Then from the technical background, again, you need to have a strong network background, OWASP top 10. You need to know how to use networking monitoring tools such as SolarWinds, which is a pretty cool one. I use that one in many companies. Linux again, and of course, know what security protocols you can use on wireless devices and wireless networks. And you can see from the useful certifications are very similar. Security Plus, Network Plus, CND, CyberOps, and CCNA. Then if you want to become an auditor, if you prefer more on the audit side and you like more like the best practices and making sure that there are a policy for everything, a policy that explains how to use a computer, a policy that explains what is the authorized behavior of the internet for the employees, policies regarding the usage of mobile devices in the network, like bring your own device and many other different deployment models. Then this type of information security management system auditors will be useful. And from the technical background, depending on your industry, it would be good to also get familiar with standards such as ISO 27001, as I just mentioned, or HIPAA or HIPAA, in case, for example, you work for the health company, for example, in a hospital, because that one is for making sure that you're protecting health, personal, identifiable information of customers. And PCI DSS, PCI DSS is in case you work for companies that process credit card information. So it's good to get familiar with this type of standards, and that way you will be able to audit them and make sure that the company is following the best practices. From the certification perspective, you can see some of these, like ISACA. This is a new one. CTPSC, the Data Privacy Solution Engineer. Then ISACA has another one very well known, recognized, is CISA, a Certified Information Security Auditor, lead auditor for ISO 27001. And in case you are located in Europe, it's good to get very familiar with GDPR, because that's a regulation that you have to follow to make sure that you are protect the privacy of the data of your customers. If you're a people manager, look at here. I'm saying this is the first thing that I'm saying down here, people management. It's not the same to be a boss than to be a leader. If you want to become a successful IT manager, you have to be a leader, not a boss. A boss is someone that just gives you instructions. A leader is someone that inspires you, that guide you, that help you, that mentor you. So if you want to become a proper and successful IT manager, become a leader from day one. You have to make sure that your people grow. You have to manage escalations. You have to budget, and of course, follow a project management methodology. Otherwise, it will be very easy to make mistakes. So with the project management methodology, we'll be able to define tasks, assign the task, set target dates, make sure that you are following the triple constraint regarding time, budget, and scope. And for the technical background, a master degree is very useful if you want to be a manager, an auditor for best practices and standards like ISO 27001, HIPAA, PCI DSS, and project management and certifications. There's one which is one of the one that I'm getting ready this year, is the Certified Advanced Security Practitioner from CompTIA. That is a very useful one. Uh, from the project management perspective, there's a PMP, of course, and the CompTIA Project Plus, and the Certified Information Security Manager certifications. If you want to become a penetration tester, what this person is going to be doing is going to be finding and thinking like an attacker. There are many type of penetration testing techniques like black hat and gray hat and white hat. But depending on the technique, you are going to be applying the same tools and the same thinking of an attacker. You're going to be able to start doing the reconnaissance. You're going to be able to do the different enumerations. You're going to select your weapons. You're going to exploit the vulnerabilities. You're going to document how you did it. And explain the customer what could go wrong if this is not a penetration testing and if this is an actual attack. So that's a pretty interesting area. I like it. How can you become a good penetration tester? Studying and practicing. Those are the two keywords. How you can practice. Don't practice against real websites. That's illegal unless you want to go to jail, which I don't think that's the case. So practice by participating in CTF, in Cats the Flag, participate in Hack the Box, and Hack.me and Root.me. Down there, you will be able to develop your skills and little by little become a good penetration tester. Now, certifications. Pen test is one that could give you the foundations and that will help you understand how the penetration testing is performed. There's another like eLearn Security Certified Professional Penetration Tester, and there are others that are even a little bit harder, like the OSCP and OSWE, that is from Offensive Security. And those are a type of certification that are extremely practical. They will tell you, okay, you have 24 hours to try to hack 5 machines. You can only use Metaxploit once, and then good luck. So you can see there are many options to become a penetration tester. And if you want to work in vulnerability management, these are the day-to-day will be to try to find vulnerabilities, try to prioritize them, try to understand what is a CVE, understand what is the score, what does it mean. You need to help to prioritize based on the CVSS. As you know, every CVE has a CVSS coding that they specify if that attack could be performed via the network, if that attack needs human interaction, like user interaction, if that's a complex or easy to do attack, if that attack will impact the confidentiality, the integrity, or the availability of the data. So get familiar with CVSS if you want to become a very good vulnerability manager. Working in vulnerability management is not just to run a Qualys report. Running a Qualys report, anyone can do it because running a Qualys report is automatic. You just say, okay, I want this system to go to these machines on this target date at this time, and boom, get a report. No, that's not easy. What is the value? Is the added value that a human will give based on the expertise. So you will be able to prioritize, to demonstrate that you know what you're talking about, that you demonstrate what is the risk of having those vulnerabilities, what could go wrong. Sample of certifications, Qualys have a good certification. GIAC Enterprise Vulnerability Assessor, Rapid7 has another one that caught my attention, Advanced Vulnerability Management Certified Administrator. And much more. You can certify in Devsecops, cybersecurity trainer, secure software development lifecycle, malware analysis, cloud security, IT security architect, security risk and compliance, and many more. Before I continue, unfortunately, it's been 1 hour. I don't know, Kitan, can we continue or should we, or shall I stop here, Kitana?
We can continue.
Okay, thank you. As I said, when I start talking, I get so excited that I sometimes I keep the loss of track of time. So sorry about that.
This is really good. Just
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Now, how can you develop your skills? How can you increase your chances to become a good cybersecurity specialist? Number one is study. And how can you study in different places? For example, university. Some people think that it's not necessary to go to the university. If you have certification, that's enough. Some people think that you need to go to university and that's it. Certifications are for newbies. Some people think that you have to mix both of them. In my opinion, it's good to have both. And why? The university will give you the baseline, will give you the foundations, will help you understand what is a database, what is a software, what are the different layers of TCP/IP as an example. So it will give you a lot of information that will be useful when you study for a certification. If you don't have that clear baseline or clear understanding, you are not going to be able to be very effective when you try to apply those knowledge and when you try to pass a certification exam. by the way, guys, there's some background noise. If you could please put yourself on mute. I think it's Alvaro. It's the one that is in. Okay, thank you. Then, of course, courses. Don't stop learning. Continue learning as fast as you can. There are many, many courses that are very affordable. There are many that are free, especially now because of COVID. You should take advantage of that and keep learning. There are many, many courses with high quality. For example, Fortinet has some courses that are free where you can even earn a certification. You can earn up to um, NS Fortinet Network Security Associate 1 and 2. Those are free right now. And as Fortinet, there are many others that are offering certification and courses right now for free or with a very affordable price, in Udemy and many sources that I will share shortly. And lastly, and very important, practice. Theory is important, but if you don't apply that theory, you're not going to be able to demonstrate the value. You're not going to be able to explain properly what is an attack. Um, for example, I've been talking to people that says, hey, that CVE, that's a high priority because everybody's talking about it. And when you start asking to that person, okay, but can you elaborate a little bit about how that attack can be performed? What is the risk? What tools the attacker will use? Some people are not able to explain it because they just have the theory. But you have to make a balance between theory with practice. So that's why I'm saying practice, 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 because that's the only way to um, assess if your understanding is proper. Now, from the university, as I said, it will give you the foundations. Why? Because you will learn about computer science, you will learn about how network works, software development, databases, APIs, you will learn about programming languages, um, you will learn many interesting things that will help you to understand how an attack can be performed and how an attack can be mitigated. Even if your bachelor is not in cybersecurity, if your bachelor is in networking, that knowledge will be very useful if now you want to focus on cybersecurity. Same as software development, same as databases, and same as any other area in IT. Now, where can you study? So this is just a sample of places where you can study uh, IT and cybersecurity related courses and certifications and courses and programs and even master degrees in this case in Canada, because you are from the University of Windsor, most of you. So of course, the University of Windsor has a master degree in computer science where you can get ready and learn a lot about information security and computer science. And I know that you can continue up to a PhD if you want. Also, the EC Council now not only is offering certifications, but now it's also offering master degrees in different areas, like in security analyst, cloud security, and many others. And of course, there are others like the New York, what is the name of this university? New York Technology University. I think that's the name, if I'm correct. They are offering also a master degree. They are in Vancouver, and also as you can see down here, there's a University of Guelph that offer a master of cybersecurity and threat intelligence. And right now the admission is open. So this is just an example about places where you can study IT and cybersecurity related in a university. Now let's talk about certifications. Now, if you want to get certified and you want to demonstrate that you are an expert on a specific area, then certification is a good place, is a good path. For example, these are one of the most important certifications that are available on CompTIA if you want to become a cybersecurity specialist. You can start with the basics. You can start with understanding networks with CompTIA Network Plus. Then you want to understand about the foundations and all the different areas where you can specialize in cybersecurity. Then go for CompTIA Security Plus. Then Project Plus will give you the opportunity to learn how to manage a project, especially if it is related with cybersecurity. Again, because you will be able to define what is the objective, what is the scope, how the impact, how the time and money will impact on your project, and how to distribute the workload and how to provide follow-up and how to demonstrate the progress on your different cybersecurity projects. Then if you want to become a if you want to work on the defensive area, then becoming a CompTIA certified security analyst will be a very good option, because you will learn how a SIEM works, how to detect indicator of compromise. Now, if you want to demonstrate that you know how to uh, identify vulnerabilities and exploit those vulnerabilities, become a certified pen tester from CompTIA. And then once you have a lot of expertise, try to pursue for a CompTIA certified advanced security practitioner. That is on the expert level for CompTIA in cybersecurity. Then there are many others. IC2 Square is another good source for certification. As you can see, they have very interesting certifications, and one of the one that caught my attention. There are two that, as a matter of fact, I will recommend if you want to follow my advice. One of them is cloud security. Why cloud security? Because many companies are migrating to the cloud, not only their databases but also their servers. They are migrating, and they are saying, you know what, I'm just going to use software as a service. No, I'm going to use infrastructure as a service. No, I'm going to use platform as a service. So little by little, their data center is becoming smaller, and they are migrating most of their services to the cloud. And that means that they are delegating many layers that they used to have full control to the to the cloud security provider, because they depend on the model. Then there's a share responsibility model that you have to understand. Okay, so cloud security, in this case, CCSP is a good option if you want to become a cloud security expert. If you have like 5 years of experience in cybersecurity and you want to continue growing as a manager, and you want to become a CISO, as an example, then try to pursue a CISSP. That is one of the most recognized certifications around the world that will help you to pursue that dream to become a CISO. Easy Counsel also has many certifications. For example, if you like forensics, if you want to analyze evidence, to demonstrate evidence, to take someone to the court for a cybersecurity attack, as an example, then becoming a computer hacking forensic investigator is a very good option. If you like to demonstrate that you know how to hack, there are two ethical hacker certifications. One is the certified ethical hacker, the CH. There's another one that is a CH master. There's a new version of this exam that is kind of similar to, it's like a mix between CompTIA pen test and a mix between, in my opinion, between a OSCP, because it's a little bit more practical. You know, so you can you have to demonstrate that you know how to attack. It's not just based on cases. You have to actually try to hack a computer. And there are many others, as you can see, like the licensed penetration tester, certified security analyst, Python for pen testers, in case you like programming and scripting. So these are just sample of the most important certifications available that offered by Easy Counsel. Another one well-known recognized is ISACA. ISACA has many very good certifications, most of them related with auditing. So again, one of the most important is the CISM, the Certified Information Security Manager. Another one that is very interesting is this CISA, Certified Information Security System Auditor. The Certified Risk and Information System Control, that's also very well known. And there's a new one, the new kid on the block, that's the way I call it, you know, is the Certified Data Privacy Solution Engineer. Again, remember when I talk about GDPR and those type of regulations, then you will need to know about how to protect the privacy of the data of your customers. Now, if you want to demonstrate that you not only know how an attacker will identify vulnerabilities, but you want to demonstrate that you know how to do it, you know, hands-on, then offensive security offer very good certifications like the OSCP. By the way, they have this very interesting slogan named "Try Harder," and the reason is because the exam is hard, it's difficult. You have 24 hours to try to hack 5 computers. They are not going to give you any information about those 5 computers. You just have to try to do whatever an attacker will do. They will have to identify those computers, what IP addresses they have, what ports they have open, what services they are running, what vulnerabilities those computers have just because specific ports are open or they are running a specific operating system, and so on. And then you have just 5 hours, I'm sorry, 24 hours to try to hack those 5 machines. And I know a lot of very good people that failed this exam, and it's because they didn't practice enough. You have to practice a lot to become an OSCP. And there are many other flavors. You know, if you want to become a web attacker, you want to demonstrate that you're very good at attacking web applications or trying to hack the perimeter or try to hack Windows equipment or wireless. As you can see, there are many other certifications with different prices. SANS also has extremely good certifications. The difference between SANS and the other, one of the main differences I would say is not only the quality, but also the cost. Certifications on SAMS, on SAN, and even the training is more expensive, but you can get certified on different areas, as you can see, on monitoring, on defensive, cloud security, industrial control system, which is a pretty interesting one. We're talking about Ccna technologies, where you are going to be able to demonstrate that you know how to protect, as an example, a nuclear uh, power plant, you know, against attacks like the Stuxnet that happened a few years ago, threat hunting, and many others. So if you have the money, this is a very good option if you want to invest yourself on high quality, but again, expensive, you know, courses. Now, how can you continue developing more and more skills? This is just a sample of tools that you can use that are that will help you to become certified in different certifications, and that is not going to impact that much your wallet. However, the quality is really, really high. For example, Cybery. Cybery.it, you can pay for an annual subscription or a monthly subscription, and it's very affordable, same as Udemy. Udemy has a lot of courses that are as, uh, for example, with very low cost of $15, $10, $100, even a little bit more. O'Reilly, this is one of my favorites, to be honest. I use a lot of O'Reilly. They used to call it Safari Books. There are many you can access. If you like to read like I do, then you will have access to many books, many videos, even boot camps, uh, and webinars. And there's one more, e-learn security. They have these two certifications that you can see at the bottom regarding penetration testing. That seems to be pretty interesting. And these are not the only ones. There are many more, like U-Certify, where you can study, get ready, and prepare for our certification. Regarding courses, there are many, many courses, and especially now because of COVID, because some of them are free. For example, right now, the Certified Network Security Specialist from the ICSI, right now it's free, and it normally costs around 500 pounds. So if you want to save 500 pounds, then this is the right time to do it. You know, enroll, use the coupon, study, and pass the course. Also, Cisco offers courses such as the Introduction to Cybersecurity. As I said, Fortinet will offer you and give you the opportunity not only to complete the courses, but also get certified for NSA 1 and 2 for free. Not only the courses, but also the certification. ISACA has some courses that are ICSI, of course, some videos from Microsoft and Fortinet. So these are based on some of the ones that I've been using. That's why I'm recommending to you. Okay, let's talk about tricks and hints. This is especially important if you want to try to find a job in cybersecurity. And why? Finding a job in cybersecurity, if you don't have the expertise, for example, if you're a freshman, you just complete your bachelor in computer science and you want to get your first job in cybersecurity, social media will be a very useful tool for you. Why? Because there are many sites such as LinkedIn where you can create your own profile, where you can interact with professionals, where headhunters go down there and try to find the best resources available, and where you can also showcase your knowledge. You can showcase what you're learning. You can share your knowledge. Another one is study. On this area, you cannot stop studying. You have to always be studying. As I said, for example, I just completed my master in, I completed on uh, January, and in March I get the confirmation that everything went fine. So, and now I'm trying to look for options. I'm trying to find, you know, options to continue a second master. I'm trying to find, areas where I would like to study, and of course, if possible, without a scholarship, of course, because study is not cheap. However, it's not impossible. So continue studying, don't stop, and job hunting. Learn how to apply to jobs. There are many techniques where you can increase your chances to get hired. So let's start with the social media. With the social media, there's a phrase or a concept that you need to understand that is extremely important, which is personal branding. You need to, number one, do a self-analysis. You can do a 360 degrees analysis. You can ask other people, hey, what do you think about me? What do you think what feedback can you share that will help me to become better? Which are my strengths? Which are my improvement areas? That feedback is important to receive, because that way you will see if you have the proper personal branding, or you have to work harder to develop that personal branding. Okay, so as an example, if you're using a social media to um, do a little bit of marketing of your personal branding, do it right. Make sure that you are continually posting information, that you are continually demonstrating that you are growing, that you are learning, that you are asking proper questions, that you are participating, and that you're sharing. This is an example of how I am using my different social media websites to work on my personal branding. As you can see, I try to participate on Medium, with articles. I try to use Twitter. I use YouTube. I use LinkedIn, and many other tools to try to continually meet interesting people, continually offer my services, continue learning from others. So try to do the same thing, but personal branding is a very important thing. And of course, study. Keep your knowledge up to date. That is extremely important. Once what you know now, in 3 months, it's going to be outdated, believe me. For example, right now, you know that one of the latest ransomware is the Snake ransomware. Okay, that is one of the one that you're going to see in the news today. But in 3 months, nobody's going to be talking about the Snake. Nobody's going to be talking anymore about Ryuk. You see, you have to know what is the latest continually. You have to keep a curious mindset. Keep asking and learning, and please don't stay for too long on the comfort zone. You have to continually learning. I know that study is not easy. I know that, hey, Juan, I've been in the university for 5 years. Are you telling me, are you saying that I should keep studying even more? Wasn't that enough? Guys, it's not enough. 5 years is good. You learn a lot about the basics. Now get ready for real life. Get ready for new challenges. Get ready to continue growing on your knowledge. Become certified, get master degrees, get uh, courses, continue learning and practice. Practice as much as you can, safely and legally. Don't hack real computers. Don't hack real websites. Do it right from the very beginning. And analyze the labor market. Why I'm saying this? For example, on LinkedIn, you will be able to know what companies are asking for, what type of certifications companies are recognizing, what are the skills that they are asking for. Okay, and do your self-analysis and work on the gaps, work on the delta to try to uh, uh, develop those skills that those companies are asking for. And in the job hunting perspective, this is one of the many tools that you can use. In my personal opinion, I like a lot LinkedIn. So you can apply using LinkedIn. There are many options on there. For example, you can say, if you want to apply to um, multiple job offers fast and easy, there's an option on LinkedIn that says easy apply, as you can see. So what is this easy apply? It's gonna not only let the recruiter know that you want to apply for that position, but they will also receive a copy of your resume. So then it will be even faster. And the resume that they are gonna receive is gonna be in a format that is gonna be easy to read for the recruiter, so that way they will be able to make decisions. Make sure that your profile on LinkedIn or on the social media website for job hunting of your preference is up to date and has a special the proper keywords. Remember that at the end, recruiters are going to be looking for talent based on keywords. Remember that recruiters, most of the time, they are not technical persons. They are not security experts, but they know that their customers is asking for someone that knows about um, layer 7 attacks. So make sure that in your resume, you're talking about layer 7 attacks. You mentioned keywords such as denial of service. You mentioned keywords such as malware analysis and so on. So that way, when the query is performed, it's going to match and your name will appear on the list of possible candidates. And keep practice. As I said, rootme.org give you the opportunity to try to hack computers in a safe way. Hack.me is another way where you can try to hack different computers, applying OWASP, Open Web Application Security Project, different type of top 10 attacks like XXE, or try to perform a SQL injection or remote file inclusion and so on. And subscribe and keep learning. There are many sources. For example, Professor Messer in YouTube, he has awesome content where you can learn about cybersecurity. You can learn about best practices. You can learn about wireless security and many, many other information. And he's not the only one, but at least in my opinion, he has very good content, and I like the way he explained. But there are many others that explain content for free on YouTube. And remember, set a plan, set a target date for each of the different tasks for your plan. Make sure to prioritize, to analyze, to adapt your plan continually. Fight to make them a reality. Don't give up so easily. And effort, do your best effort to make it a reality. Worst case scenario, there could be some delays. That's all, but sooner or later, that will become a reality if you keep trying. And that's it. I don't know if there's any question.
Thank you so much, Juan. It was a really good presentation. We learned a lot about cybersecurity certifications and how to get started. So there's one question in the chat section from Rahul Banerjee. He asked, are there any certifications free of cost or at really low cost?
Oh, yes, many. One of them is the Fortinet. Fortinet right now has 2 certifications that are free, and the content is awesome. It's really nice. It's interactive. So Fortinet, this one for Fortinet. If you go down there, you can create an account, and you will be able to get NS Network Security Associate 1 and 2, those 2 levels. There are others that are right now are free. For example, right now I'm studying this one. What is the name of this one? I can't recall the name of your avionics. I believe is this one. Let me see if this one is free right now, and guys, it's high quality. I'm having a good time learning about it. I believe it's this one. Avionics. Let's see. Can recall if it was avionics. If not, I'll check it out on my shortly, and I'll give it the proper name. But there's one that is related with cloud security for multi-vendor. So it doesn't focus only on AWS or how Azure works or Azure works or Azure. I heard so many pronunciations for Azure. And it also talks about, for example, Oracle cloud certifications and Alibaba. That's another one that is, it's not free, but it's really low cost. Alibaba Cloud. There are many courses that cost even less than $1. So Alibaba Cloud. And the content is really good.
Okay. I think Saka has his hands up. Can you ask the question, Saka?
I just want to ask you, I'm in first year and I'm going to second year by September. Do you think it's necessary for me to start looking at any certifications like Ccna so I can have a basic knowledge of networking?
Okay, well, first of all, congratulations. I'm glad to hear that you are getting ready for completing your career. Regarding certifications and CCNA, okay, CCNA is a very good option if you want to work on networks and especially to work with Cisco devices. Okay, if you want to get ready and improve your communications, I'm sorry, your skills in network, no matter the vendor, I would recommend CompTIA Security Network Plus because you will be able to know how the technology works, no matter who is the vendor. If it is Checkpoint, if it is a Cisco, if it is a Fortinet or any other. So yeah, Network Plus is a good option. CCNA is not bad. It's good, believe me. It's really, really good. But it's more related with basics of networks plus how to do it with Cisco devices. So you will learn how to do routing and switching using Cisco devices and getting used to the operating system commands that are that you can execute on a switch or in a router that are a little bit different from the ones that you will run on a checkpoint device because the operating system is different. But
Okay,
that's a good option.
okay, so you're basically recommending CompTIA Network Plus
Exactly.
because I'll be able to work with any router instead of
It,
specifically Cisco.
that is correct. It will give you the basics. You will know, okay, for example, you will learn about protocols, OSCP. You will know about, well, RIP is not used that much anymore, but you will know about what is RIP. You will know about protocols that are used on SIP for voice over IP. So you will learn about the protocols, the technology, no matter the vendor. So that way, with that knowledge, eh, for you, it's going to be easy to learn how to apply that knowledge in a Cisco device. Because at the end, networks is based on protocols. So if you know the protocols, you will know how the product will be able to work, and you will be able to configure it, easily.
Okay, I just have another question. So,
Sure.
um, online, there are many courses, there are many, you could find a lot of places where you can learn and prepare for CCNA courses, for CCNA exams. But for me to learn about every single vendor, is there anywhere I could learn it free or at a very low cost?
Yeah, definitely. There are many of the vendors they offer courses for free. So check it out. For example, on Cisco, there are many courses that are free. Introduction to cybersecurity. There are many courses that are free related with their products. Same as Fortinet, same as Checkpoint. So another way to get those type of courses for free or low cost is to check directly um, on the how do you say this? The company, directly on the Cisco website, on Checkpoint website, because they normally offer free courses, um, not certifications, but free courses that at the end will give you the knowledge that you're looking for.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Any other question? May I see the sack of slides? Yeah, of course. Any other question? Meanwhile, I look for the sack of slides. There is. And I'll keep it. I don't know if there's any other question from the team in the chat or in the voice
Do you guys
on the
have any
conference
other
call.
questions?
Anna says, because you mentioned it is so good. Yeah, Isaka is very good. It's one of the most recognized worldwide. There's also an Isaka chapter almost in every country. Yeah. Spain has a Isaka chapter. I'm sure that Canada most likely has a Isaka chapter where you can get in touch, with people that has these certifications or are getting ready for these certifications. So that's another way now that I'm thinking that about how you can get this knowledge little by little. Be part of a community, participate actively in a community of hacking or cybersecurity, because you will be able to meet key people, interesting people that will help you grow on your career. any other question or comment or feedback, I'm here for you guys. So please feel free to ask.
Um, so I think there's not any questions.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Juan, for your presentation today. It was really good. But never mind, there's a question.
Oh, okay.
Oh, never mind, it's a comment. So Anudeep, she's a board member. She said, your presentation was really good. We learned a lot of new things. It was really helpful for beginner cybersecurity enthusiasts. And then we're super excited to get into the cybersecurity field. And
Excellent.
someone asked, Elnes asked, which language is good to focus more on for
Okay.
cybersecurity?
Sure. Without any doubt, Python. Learn how to use Python because that's a scripting language that is used a lot by cybersecurity specialists, and guess by whom? By attackers. So get familiar with Python. That's a very good one. Don't forget the old ones. Don't forget the C programming language as an example. Assembler. Why? Because those languages are also good depending on what you want to do. For example, if you want to become a malware analyst, it's good to know low level languages, because that way you will be able to understand, what are the calls that are being sent to the operating system, because those are lower layer languages. But in general, I will definitely recommend Python. It's great and it's easy to learn.
Saka, do you have any questions? You have your hands raised.
Oh, no, sorry. I was just trying to put it down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think there's not any more questions.
All right. So if there's no other question, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity of being down here. I'm really happy, to be able to share with all of you, especially now with COVID, where unfortunately we're supposed to stay at home and we cannot go out, and it's a little bit stressful. It's good to get out of that situation for at least 1 hour and a half and thinking something different and talk about something that for me is a passion, which is cybersecurity. So so thank you very much. And as yeah, please connect with me in LinkedIn, and any of you, please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll be more than glad to give you hints, tricks, clarify doubts if you want.
Mhm. And Juan, can you share your slides that you presented today so I could post it on our social media?
Definitely, I'll send it to you. Not a problem.
And thank you everyone for attending our event today. It was a really good session, and have a great weekend. Thanks, Juan,
Excellent.
again.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, and thank you, Kimi, for that comment. Thank you very much. Can you send the link of your